Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. I'm Riley Woodall. We talked everything NFL draft yesterday, but today it's all about college football. I'm joined by Kylie Corman and Justin Limke. Kylie and I did a little switcheroo. I'm in the host chair today, so we're going to see how it goes. But, guys, I'm going to jump right into it. The Big Ten Conference, Michigan and Ohio State, the top dogs in the Big Ten. All eyes are always on the game at the end of the season between these two. Michigan on a 2-game winning streak against the Buckeyes. They handled Ohio State last year in the shoe. But I want to jump into it and look at this year. Kylie, does Michigan make it 3 straight, or does Ohio State finally get that monkey off their back?
Yeah, I actually kind of like Michigan in this game. Ohio State's losing C.J. Stroud. Michigan State really has a lot of returning players. They've got J.J. McCarthy coming back, Blake Corum coming back. I think it's going to be another Michigan win.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, Michigan, I think they're going 12-0 this season. I really do. I think, like you mentioned, the talent coming back. I can't see Ohio State really stepping up to the challenge this year if they couldn't get it done last. I mean, they got smoked with C.J. Stroud, and now they don't have him. I think it's Michigan. I think they really have eyes set on the national title.
See, I think you guys aren't giving Ohio State enough credit. I am going to go with you. I do think Michigan gets it done again this year because their run game against the Buckeyes, Ohio State has no answer for the Michigan run game. But Ryan Day's a great coach. He's gotten a lot of criticism after this most recent Michigan loss. And Ohio State constantly cycles through QBs.
I'm sure Ohio State will be perfectly fine.
They
might take this loss, but I think they're going to be okay.
I think it's going to be a one-score game. I don't think it's going to be as lopsided. I still think Michigan gets it done this year. But we talked about the upper echelon of the Big Ten. Let's go down the line a little bit and talk some IU football. They were 4-8 last year. 2020 seems like a fever dream at this point. They went on a 7-game losing streak after winning their first 3. They did not win a single game in October. But Justin, let's just open it up for debate anyway. Where do you see the Hoosiers finishing this coming 2023-2024 season?
Unfortunately, I think they get 2 in-conference wins again. I want so bad the baby step of getting 1 more, just getting to the 3rd, but we don't get to play Nebraska, or they don't play Nebraska this year. And I think that's a miss on a free win.
They lost to Nebraska.
I know they did, but they wouldn't this year.
I love football. I love IU football. I like Tom Allen, and I just always want to be so hopeful for them. I'm going to say 5-7. Finish middle end. I think there's a lot of really interesting young talent. Jalen Lucas, incredible. I'm interested to see Taven Jackson, see how that plays out. Josh Henderson coming back. There's people there. The defense, there's a lot of veterans, significant veterans. They're using 6 years, but there's a lot of returning talent.
Yeah.
So
they're pushing
it. They are definitely pushing it. They're probably a little old at this point, but I think they're going to do better than last year. Maybe not great, but I'm gonna say better than last year.
I'm going to be the optimist here. I said 9-win Indiana last year. I'm going to say it again this year. I might be a little bit of a bold take, but no, I think they win the games they're supposed to win. They lose the games they're supposed
to win. What games are they supposed to?
The non-conferences. One more thing before we go to break, guys. I want to talk a little bit about the transfer portal because it has been going insane the past couple years. This past season, there were more than 1,500 FBS players in the transfer portal this past year. I want to get your guys' take on that because I'm all for the players, and I'm a player guy at heart, but I also think that I'm a really big loyalty guy, and I feel like that's lost with players just going to different schools immediately because they want to play freshman, sophomore year. But I want to get your guys' opinion on it. Kylie, are you a fan of the portal or not?
I am a fan of the transfer portal, and I know NIL is a huge factor in there, but that's just a whole different debate. I like it for more of a mental health aspect. Not every person is right for every school. Not everyone wants to play for Bob Knight. There's kids that aren't comfortable, regular students, with a school, and they make a switch 1, 2, maybe even 3 times. I know people I went to high school with that have transferred many times. And I just feel like it's not fair to the student athletes to put restraints on that if they're in an unhealthy, uncomfortable situation. So from that aspect, yes, I like it. Go to a place where you're going to thrive and you're going to be happy and you're going to succeed. But when you go into the NIL stuff, just handing out, the boosters just handing out money, that's a different conversation.
Justin, real quickly before we
I agree. That is a different conversation. I'm a bit torn on it. I think I agree that it's good for the mental health aspect. Obviously, in America, mental health is a big deal. And I think that, as you mentioned, you're a player guy. I am too, I believe. So that's important. But you mentioned 2020 for the Hoosiers. Penix was a god. And then 2021 came. But 2021 came. Not so much. Transferred to Washington, killed it at Washington. The Hoosiers were horrible. It's so.
I don't think that.
I'm torn.
I don't think Mike Penix would have been any. I think he would have gotten hurt again. I'm glad that
Maybe,
he went
but
to
he
Washington, and I'm glad that he's succeeding.
I mean, I'm glad he succeeded too, but
Either way, the offensive line of the Hoosiers is another topic for another day. But Kylie Corman, Justin Lemke, phenomenal as always. That's going to do it for us in the studio this week. I'm Riley Woodall. We'll see you guys next time.